Every year it seems like holiday seasons start earlier and earlier, right? Start seeing Halloween decorations in the stores in August, and stuff for Thanksgiving in September, and Christmas. People start decorating, I feel like, in October these days. However, there is one specific holiday season that I feel like starts way too late, and that is the New Year's resolution season. And that's what I want to talk about today, so let's get started. Here in the US, we just finished up with Thanksgiving, and that I feel is the official start to the year-end holiday season. Now, when we think about Thanksgiving, what do we think about? We think about eating way too much food, right? We eat a lot, we go into a food coma, we wake up just in time for all the pies and cakes to show back up on the table, and we start all over again. And then after that, then we start getting into like year-end holiday parties. So there's a lot of staying out a little bit later, maybe drinking a little too much, eating more food than we normally would. And around the office, there's always Christmas cookies and various pastries and stuff. And then we have the holidays, themselves, whether it be Christmas or Kwanzaa or Hanukkah. And that also tends to be a lot of food and family and stress and lack of sleep, particularly when we talk about New Year's Eve, which is the ultimate night of staying up way past your bedtime and probably drinking too much. So what happens with all this going on for a little over a month or so is there tends to be unwanted and unwelcomed weight gain. There tends to be, rethinking life choices and decisions, particularly around drinking and things of that nature. And a lot of times, many of us will come up with New Year's resolutions, things that we're going to do, that we're going to change. So maybe we did put on a couple extra pounds throughout December, and so now we want to lose weight. Or maybe we went a little hard on New Year's Eve and we're nursing a hangover while watching Twilight Zone episodes on New Year's Day, which is an acceptable way of spending New Year's Day, actually. Maybe we're thinking about like doing dry January or something. Here's the problem. Whenever we're coming up with these New Year's resolutions, it's usually when we're in the throes of the problem, right? We've put on the weight, now we want to lose it. We drank too much. Now we want to stop drinking, or we smoke too many cigarettes and we feel terrible, and now we want to quit smoking. The problem that comes up, though, is when we try to make these resolutions and try to make these plans in the midst of it, we tend not to make the best plans, okay? So this is why I feel like this New Year's resolution season always starts way too late, because we start it when we're in the middle of the problem. So that's what I want you to start thinking about right now, is we are, in the beginning of the holiday season. We still have a month or so away from New Year's. Now is the perfect time to start coming up with a plan. Start thinking about things that you might want to change, whether it be losing weight, whether it be quitting drinking, maybe eating healthier. Come up with a plan now, because when we don't have a plan, we kind of do knee-jerk reactions and we come up with cliche, tried and true methods of things. So we say, okay, well, we want to lose weight, so we're going to go to the gym. Okay, a lot of people love to start the new year by getting gym memberships. But if you never went to the gym before, and you don't really know what you're doing, and you don't really like the gym, then this is not a good plan, right? I hate the gym. I've mentioned it numerous times. I would rather do anything than go to a gym. Recently I got into rock climbing. That I enjoy. That I will continue to do. But going to a gym is never going to work for me. And there's a possibility that it may not work for you either. So think about that. If you want to start working out and you want to start exercising more, think about things that you enjoy, things that are going to be a little bit more sustainable. when it comes to diet and nutrition, a lot of times people are like, I'm going to start eating healthier. Okay, well, what does that mean and how are you going to do it? You may not have an answer to that. You may just go with the things that you hear. Kale is supposed to be good for me, right? I don't really enjoy kale that much. I like spinach. I like Swiss chard. Those are great for me. But kale, unless it's done properly, I don't really find it that appealing. So you may end up doing that. You may end up trying to eat foods that you think are healthy and are good for you, but it doesn't really work out for you. Likewise, starting a new diet. People do this all the time. And where do people normally get, their information for a diet? It's usually, they find it somewhere online and social media, or they hear it from a friend or a family member. And it's like, I did this diet and it worked great. And maybe it did and maybe it didn't. Maybe it worked great for that person and maybe it only worked great like short term. And once they stopped doing the diet because it really wasn't a sustainable diet, they gained the weight back. And that's called yo-yo dieting. And we hear that term a lot when it comes to people doing more fad diets rather than coming up with a healthier long-term solution. So there's other things like that. There's dry January, when people are like, oh, I've been drinking too much, I'm going to go dry January. And I have friends that do it, and I say, hey, if you think it works out for you, great. Personally, I just prefer moderating my drinking throughout the year rather than spending 1 month of doing nothing, and then going right back at how I used to do things, come February 1st. My point is, try to come up with a plan now. Think about what it is that you want to do and try to come up with a plan now, not on January 1st. That's like when people try to, get their beach bodies ready for summer and they start thinking about it at the end of May. It's too late. It's too late at that point in time. You're not going to make good decisions. You're not going to come up with a good plan. Come up with your plan now, nice and early. You've already decorated your house for Christmas, 4-5 weeks in advance. Why not come up with a plan for your New Year's resolution 4 or 5 weeks in advance? It makes sense. Now, if you have problems with this, right? If you're the type of person you make New Year's resolutions every year, they never really stick. We did a video last year about making New Year's resolutions. You can go back and you can watch that one. Or you can reach out to me. Right? I love talking to people. I do free consultations. If you need to come up with some ideas, come up with a way to create a plan, or if you would like to work with someone like myself, a health coach that can help be more of an accountability buddy and help keep you on track, I'm here for that as well. So just want you to think about this now rather than a month from now, where you start making bad decisions and coming up with bad plans that aren't going to work for you. And then that's just going to make you frustrated. You're not going to see results, right? If you're going to try to do something to be healthier, I want you to succeed, right? That's why I do what I do. So I hope you found this helpful, and I hope it's given you something to think about. If you like this video, then click the like button and share it with your friends and family. If you want to hear more of what I got to say, then subscribe and turn on notifications and find out when new videos are coming out. And leave me some comments down below. Let me know, what are your thoughts on New Year's resolutions? Do you plan them out well in advance? Are you like the 11th hour, I got to do this now? Do you just not make New Year's resolutions at all? I don't make New Year's resolutions. I do whatever I need to do when I need to do it, and I don't wait till the end of the year or the beginning of the year to start them. But that's me. But let me know what you think. I would love to hear from you. So until we speak again, be well, be safe, and be kind to everybody.